Will Chelsea get back to winning ways at Stamford Bridge, or will West Ham United complete the double over their West London rivals? Watch until the end of this preview to hear all of my thoughts on tomorrow's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my preview for the match that will be taking place tomorrow afternoon at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League between Chelsea and West Ham United, with kickoff at 2 p.m. UK time. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this preview is that firstly, I'll run you guys through the team news that concerns the Chelsea first team, and I'll only be giving you guys the Chelsea team news. I will then be giving you guys my lineup based on the team news that I'll be giving you guys very shortly, and lastly I'll be giving you guys a score prediction. So without further ado, let's get straight into this preview. So we begin by taking a look at the Chelsea team news, and in this preview I have three pieces of information for you guys in regards to the Chelsea first team. And the first one concerns Antonio Rudiger, and this story explains that Antonio Rudiger is unlikely to feature after suffering from a groin injury against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup semi-final. So that's not good news at all, because I think we saw how influential he is to our squad in the game against Arsenal. Or I think we saw that through his absence, because obviously we were really poor defensively in that game. But yes, if he isn't available or in the squad for tomorrow's game, then I wouldn't be surprised if we conceded. That's how important he is to our team. But yes, that's the first story for you guys. The second story concerns Andreas Christensen, and this story explains that he's a doubt ahead of kickoff after being forced off against Arsenal due to injury. I'm not entirely sure what the injury was, but he did get forced off, and he is a doubt. And that's not good news either, because that just decreases the amount of players we can play in the defensive positions. And of course, that might cause Thomas Tuchel to change the formation, which could see some players play in some positions that aren't necessarily their best positions. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. But yes, that's the second story for you guys. And the third and final story, which concerns Mateo Kovacic, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Ben Chilwell. Yes, this story explains that all three of them are not available. Obviously, we knew about Ben Chilwell already, but the other two are out because of injury or injuries, or they're out with injuries. I shall say to rephrase what I said earlier. Sorry for my stuttering. But yes, Mateo Kovacic is out with an ankle injury, and Callum Hudson-Odoi is out with a back problem as well as an Achilles problem. So yes, all three of them will not be available for tomorrow's match against West Ham. And yes, that is it for the Chelsea team news, and we shall now move on to my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you. Let's do it. Now we get into my lineup based on the team news that I've just given you, and yes, we're going to begin by talking about my formation of choice. And in the case of this lineup that I'm about to give to you guys, I've chosen to go with a 3-4-1-2. And yes, I would completely understand if you guys wanted to see a different formation for tomorrow's match. And I was contemplating going with a 3-4-3, because that is the formation that we have used the most under Thomas Tuchel so far. But I've chosen to go with this because I don't see Thomas Tuchel changing it. In terms of the personnel I've chosen, though, I've gone with Edouard Mendy in goal. And yes, he has made a couple of mistakes recently, and he hasn't been at his best. And I completely understand why people are calling for Kepa. Sorry, I can completely understand why people are calling for Kepa to start. But I've gone with Edouard Mendy because I just don't see Kepa starting. In terms of my back three, I've gone with Cesar Azpilicueta in the right centre back position. Yes, he did not have a great game against Arsenal whatsoever, in my opinion, despite getting the goal or the second equaliser that we scored. But I just don't think that we have anyone else. For me, If Christensen is fit, I don't think he should play because he wasn't great against Arsenal at all. And um, if even if he wasn't injured, I think it would have been right to take him off anyway because after that mistake he made, he did not look comfortable at all. And yeah, um, it's a hard one, but I've chosen to go with Cesar Azpilicueta in this position. In the centre of my back three, I have absolutely had to go with Thiago Silva because for me, he needs to play in the centre of that back three. Um, he needs to um, he needs to help sort our defend. He needs to help sort our other defenders out because some of them have not been too great recently. But yes, we all know where his qualities lie. I always say it on my channel now, so I'm not gonna put you guys through the ordeal of repeating myself. So that's why I've gone with that's why I've gone with Thiago Silva in the centre of my back three. I almost said Andreas Christensen. But anyways, we're moving to the left centre back position, and I've chosen to go with Trevor Chalobah. And honestly, this was really difficult because Malang Sarr was really poor against Arsenal. He had a terrible time against the likes of Saka and co. Um, he got caught out so many times. He made so many mistakes, um, and for me, he doesn't deserve to play for these reasons. But Trevor Chalobah hasn't been in the team for a while now, and yes, he has made a few mistakes in some of the recent games he's played in, but um, I think at this moment in time we don't have too much of a choice, so that's why I've gone with him in this position. Um, we move into my midfield four, and yes, I'm including the two wing backs. And in the right wing back position, I've gone with Reece James. He wasn't able to do too much offensively because he was in the right centre back position for quite a large portion of the game against Arsenal, but he did whip in some balls, although a fair amount of them didn't really come to much. But I think we need to see him in the right wing back position. And I do understand why Thomas Tuchel tends to put Reece James in the right centre back position and Cesar Azpilicueta in the right wing back position because obviously it adds height to our back line and it adds that physicality. And I'm not saying that Cesar Azpilicueta isn't physical, he definitely is. I'm just saying that Reece James is more physical, but I think we can all agree that Reece James is better in the right wing back position than he is in the right centre back position. And the same can be said about Azpilicueta in regards to his performances being better in the right centre back position than in the right wing back position. But yes, I've gone with Reece James in the right wing back position. Again, another one who I pretty much say the same thing about in each of my previews, so I'm not going to put you guys through the ordeal of repeating myself. We move into the two central midfield positions, and I've had to go with N'Golo Kante and Jorginho. Yes, Kante didn't have too good of a game against Arsenal. I thought he did get overrun a bit in the middle of the park against Arsenal, and I don't think that helps the team in any way, shape, or form because that did see us get exposed on several occasions throughout the course of the match. And hopefully, if he starts tomorrow, he has a much better game because he hasn't been at his best recently, and I'm sure there are reasons for that. But he just hasn't been at his best recently, and hopefully he picks form. Sorry, hopefully he picks up form very soon. But I've gone with him alongside Jorginho because I do think that we'll need someone in there who can control the tempo, and Jorginho is the person for that. Yes, he's not. Yes, he can get physically dominated, and that's the one aspect of his game where we do worry about him. But when it comes to dictating play, there's no one really better than him in our squad. But I do think we will need Jorginho's services for tomorrow's game because I see it being a really fast-paced game, and I think that with his ability to just slow the game down and dictate play from deep and tell the other players where to be, I think that could be beneficial to how we play and build up our attacks. But yes, that's why I've gone with Kante and Jorginho in the middle of the park. And now to complete my midfield four, I've gone with Marcos Alonso in the left wing back position. Yes, he got absolutely run ragged by Bukayo Saka in the game against Arsenal. But the only reason why I've gone with him is because I just don't see Thomas Tuchel going over anyone else. Yes, I've seen some fans calling for Kennedy to start in this position, but I just don't see that happening. And I wouldn't be against Kennedy starting in this position because he has started in this position for us before, but I just don't see it happening. I really just don't see it happening. And that's why I've gone with Marcos Alonso. In terms of the one just in front of the four and behind the front two, I've gone with Mason Mount. I was, however, contemplating going with Hakim Ziyech, but the reason why I've gone with Mason Mount is because he has been really good recently. He was one of the only players who actually looked like they were able to do something against Arsenal, and for me, he does deserve to keep his place in the team because he has been really good recently. And in terms of the front two, I've gone with Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. I think these two need to start as our front two because against Arsenal, Romelu Lukaku was really poor. He did have a couple of chances, but he didn't really take them. Yes, one of the shots on goal in which he had did just go past the post, and that was a good try from him considering it was on his weaker right foot. But the other chances in which he had, he didn't do well with at all. And in terms of him just being in the game, he just wasn't in the game whatsoever. But anyways, I've gone with Kai Havertz and Timo Werner. Having said that though, if Romelu Lukaku starts, then hopefully he puts in a performance. But honestly, his confidence just seems to be shot right now. But anyways, that's why I've gone with Kai Havertz and Timo Werner up front. Do drop your lineups down below and I'll do my very best to respond. And of course, I'm going to be giving you guys a graphic showing you guys the formation and the personnel that I've chosen right now. Let's move on. Now, in terms of my score prediction, I've chosen to go with a 1-0 Chelsea win. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, I would not be surprised if we drew or lost this game because of the way we've been playing recently, at home especially. And honestly, we really need to fix our home form because we've not won a game at Stamford Bridge in just over a month. And considering the amount of games we've had since we last won at Stamford Bridge, which was of course against Newcastle United, yeah, it's not been good. It's just not been good. But hopefully we win. Hopefully we put in a good performance as well because I think the fans at Stamford Bridge are due that. Regardless of what you guys think of Thomas Tuchel's words in the post-match press conference that was done after the Arsenal game, we just need to win. It's as simple as that. We are now 2 points behind. 2 points in front of Arsenal at the time of this recording, so we need to start picking up points at Stamford Bridge. It has not been good enough. West Ham are no joke of a team either. I mean, they beat us by 3-2 in the reverse fixture, and we didn't particularly play too great in that game either. So tomorrow's game should be it should be taken as an opportunity to not only strengthen our grip on third place in the Premier League table, but also, if you like, an opportunity to get retribution for that defeat because we weren't great in that game. But yes, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we turn up and get the job done because we do have some very big games coming up and we will need to pick up points wherever we can, and this is the start of this important run, so hopefully we get the job done. That is why I've gone with a 1-0 Chelsea win. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm not confident, but hopefully I get proved wrong. But anyways, that's it for this preview. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you very soon. Come on, E-Blues. Come on, Thomas Tuchel, and peace.